morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. Happy 8th day of Vlogidays. Let's jump right into this video. So today I found Nicholas here. He's hanging out with our Christmas stockings today. Cannot wait to know where he is tomorrow. So I just woke up from a nap because I was trying really hard to put my daughter down for a nap. It took her a really long time today. I don't really know exactly why. Right now I am making some pizza because my fiance had actually came home, but he's like out getting some more ingredients for tonight's dinner, which I'm making beef stew in the crock pot. It's still quite early to make stuff in the crock pot. I was planning on making it in the morning tomorrow so it could have all day to cook and stuff, but it's fine. We can still do it. I've done this before where I have made something in a crock pot at this time, which is like 2 o'clock, so that's a reasonable time if you want to like last minutely make something in the crock pot. And I've been wanting to make some beef stew ever since we got that pre-prepared beef stew at Costco. I mean, that one was really good still, but you can't beat homemade. And I am planning on making a video on this. I don't know if I'm going to include it in this video or if I'm going to make it in like a separate video, but we will see. You guys will see this regardless, no matter what, but I'm really excited. I can't wait to try out this beef stew recipe. I'm pretty sure it's going to be good because when I look at recipes online, I always follow like if it's like 5 out of 5 stars for ratings, and if it has like a reasonable or like a really good amount of people that have tried it out, and that's what happened with this recipe. So I'm going to get the crock pot, start preparing it and all that jazz. And once my fiance comes back with one last ingredient, he forgot to get beef broth, so he's getting that, and then I'll start putting this all together. Can't wait. So I brought down one of our crock pots. We have one that we had to buy when we were doing the remodeling, and then we had one where my dad had gifted us a few years back. That's the one that he got us. I'm kind of getting like a little emotional because I've never like used it ever since he had given it to us. I think it was because we had a crock pot before and we were just using it and we're just waiting to use it, and we don't have that old crock pot anymore. Actually, I think we like gave it away to Goodwill. So I'm so glad that I'm getting to finally use this. I've been wanting to use it, so I get to use it today. So I am starting to cut up the onion. I am using a whole onion. I didn't really follow the recipe exactly, but if you guys want to, I will leave the recipe linked down below for you guys. once I am done cutting up the onion, I am moving on to the potatoes. Now, depending on how big your crock pot is, you can get away with 4 potatoes. That is what the recipe calls for. But if you have like a little bit of a smaller crock pot like me, you might have to downsize that amount, because I had cut up 4 potatoes, or 4 of these big Yukon potatoes, and it was actually a little bit too much. So I think like 2 potatoes of this size is good enough if you have a smaller crock pot like me. So before we put all of our ingredients in the crock pot, we are going to brown our meat in a skillet first. I did get some chuck roast beef. That is the recommended beef to use also in the recipe, so I would recommend using chuck roast beef too as well. Also, while you are browning the meat, don't forget to put some salt and pepper on it. I almost forgot to do that, but I remembered, so don't forget to do that. So once we are done browning the meat, we are going to set that aside in a bowl, because after this we are going to saute the onion as well, and then we're gonna incorporate all of this in the crock pot next. So now we are going to put all of the ingredients in the crock pot. I started with the beef first, and then the sauteed onion, and then the beef broth. Except I didn't have beef broth. I had like this mushroom vegan broth. I would recommend that you use beef broth if you want like that nice rich beef flavor in the soup. But since my fiance couldn't find it at our local grocery outlet, he just picked this one up, and it also worked just fine. And now is actually a good time to add in the tomato paste, salt and pepper, and bay leaf and thyme before you add in the carrots and the potatoes. I actually did it backwards for some reason. I don't know why I did that, but I did. And I did use baby carrots instead of having just 4 regular carrots and cutting it up. This was also just for convenience sake, and you'll see here me trying to figure out how to add in all of the potatoes. This recipe I think is for a bigger crock pot, so I just made do with what I had and accommodated to my size of the crock pot. Oh yeah, I just remembered. Don't forget to add in the garlic. This recipe does call for 4 cloves of garlic, and I almost forgot, so I just added that also very last minute. Don't forget the garlic, you guys. I am also putting in Worcestershire sauce. The recipe calls for 1 tablespoon, but I put a little bit more. It just depends on your taste. And this is in the recipe, by the way. So now the waiting game begins. I did have to cut a little bit back on my carrots and my potato because my crock pot is a little bit smaller than I think the one that was used with this recipe, which is fine. It did kind of bother me, but maybe if I am going to get into making crock pot meals a little bit more, I'll buy a bigger one because this one is like fairly small. So it's on the smaller side. So I'm gonna have some coffee and I'm gonna wait. It's gonna take a while for this to cook and I cannot wait. So while we were waiting on the beef stew to be done cooking, I decided to just fold some laundry. I had done some laundry yesterday and I only have 1 load that I need to fold, and it is my white clothes. Today I felt really productive. Also, here is a fair warning that my kids will make an appearance. Right now, my son and my daughter
really wanted to be in front of the camera and play with the camera while I was folding, and they were just so cute, you guys, and I just had to share this with you. Sometimes when I have like the camera out and it's at their reach, they love, especially my son, he loves to be in the camera, and he just loves looking at himself in the viewfinder as well. My kids are so cute, you guys. They're so adorable. I was also deciding whether or not to just cut this part out, but this is pretty much like the whole entire video or clip of this video, so I just figured, you know what, this is real life, and sometimes when I'm filming throughout the day, especially if I'm trying to clean or fold clothes, it's not all perfect, and I do try to show you guys the perfect side of my day, but sometimes that's not how it works. I have 2 kids, I have a 3-year-old and then a 1-year-old. Perfect is just not possible when you have kids in that age range. So I just decided, you know what, I'm just going to show you this. This is real life, and I always try and keep it real with you guys anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed this part. I am checking on the beef stew. It's been a while since I have checked it. And it feels like it might be done. Yeah, I think it's done. I did kind of check on the meat, and it is soft, so I am really hungry. I want to eat now, and we also made some rice for this. So I am having a little bowl of stew with rice, and it is really good. I am going to eat this, and then I'm gonna get back to editing, and then once I let my food digest, I'm gonna go to bed after I export and upload today's video. So I hope you guys liked today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed the beef stew crock pot recipe. I will leave that linked down below for you guys. So if you did like this video, please give this video a big thumbs up. Also, if you haven't yet, or if you are new, please consider subscribing before you leave. Your love and your support really means a lot to me. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.